Hi, beautiful people, Davorka here, and today let's talk again about law of attraction, which is great. And this is the best time for me to talk about it because I just got my big manifestation a few days ago, and I talked about it in my previous video. I just manifested this free event ticket for Unleash the Power Within with Tony Robbins, which is awesome, and it's something that is really big for me. So, and which is really also interesting because a few days ago I stumbled upon this video of Abraham Hicks, and this guy was talking about momentum and he's attracting. And so basically, to make this long story short, he became a master of manifesting things that he wanted in his life, and everything started coming to him like magic in so unpredictable way, but everything was there, and he was really happy about it, and he wanted to scream to the world that he is doing it, it's great, and everybody else can do it. And he actually wanted to teach everybody else and to show them through his own experience that this is possible. Unfortunately, he stumbled upon resistance from other people, and they saw him as somebody who is too braggy, and he's just, he seemed too full of himself, like, oh, everything works for you in your life, right? Great. So one day at his job, he was talking to his coworker regarding this, and he actually tried to help her to manifest something that she wanted. And something that she really wanted was Adele tickets. And he said the most ridiculous thing happened in that half an hour that I was talking to her. It felt like I was convincing her that she wants this, and she said that she wants this, but like the more that that conversation went along, she was talking more and more about, oh, maybe it's not a good time, maybe it's I would be too selfish, it's too much money, it's this, it's that. So she was just putting those obstacles and limited beliefs out there all the time, and every time he just tried to free her of that and just to remove that resistance. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So at the end, he said, you know what, you're going to see more from my personal experience, because now, since I lost my half an hour of my life talking to you about this with no success, I'm just going to, now I want to go to that concert and I want to manifest those tickets. And you're going to see I'm going to manifest them, and the front row tickets, like it's going to be like magic. And she's like, nah, yeah, right, no. Of course, funny enough, 3 weeks later, he was on some party. There was this raffle draw going on, and he got the first prize, which was tickets to Adele concert to be in the front line. And he was like, oh my god, wow, like I knew, but it's still wow, amazing. And because of this, event was actually really published. A lot of people knew about it and knew about his winnings, and they asked him, like, who are you going to take with you, because the tickets were for two people. And he's like, oh my, I don't know. And he's just, at that point, he was a little bit sad, because he has no significant other at that point, and he would really like to have this experience of that concert with somebody who he connects with on a different level. So he said, you know what, it would be great if only this concert is in 2 3 months from now, so I have time to meet somebody, maybe, potentially. And the most funny thing happened is that then Adele, first time ever, has postponed the concert for next 2 months, I believe. And he was like, yay, this is happening. So see, law of attraction again. So in those 2 months, he did manage to, again, miraculously, to meet some a new person that he really hit it off really fast, and everything started moving quite fast for them, and they really clicked. And he was like, oh my god, you're like God sent, you're like university sent you to me, God sent you to me, because this was my manifestation, right? And this is something that he wanted. And just one side note, that what he explained how he manifested this person is that every time, ever since he got those tickets and got the information about the concert being postponed, he was like, okay, I'm going to manifest it. So he just remembered the feeling that he had from his previous relationships. So not the persons, but the feeling that was inside of him. So he just awakened that feeling again. That when you just start a relationship with somebody and you got that butterflies, and you feel like everything is so nice and you're like melting from inside. That beautiful feeling that we all love. So he was just thinking about that for short amount of time, and then he just released it, and he didn't think about it. He went normally as his day was going. So few weeks after that, he did manifest that person, and of course everything was perfect. He was really happy, and the relationship blossomed as he thought. But unfortunately, a few months after this concert, it all blew up, because this person told him, like, you know what, I can't be with you anymore because you're too braggy. Again, the same thing. So this guy was asking Abraham, so what should I do? What did I do wrong? Like, I don't get it. And then it was something really obvious from the start to Abraham, and to, I guess, some people that can see it from this angle. And that is, and Abraham actually articulated that really, really nicely. And he said that everything that you are having in your life right now and attracting in your life right now is the subject that you don't have no resistance towards. So everything that was miraculously happening to his life was the subjects that he didn't had any resistance towards that. But when it came to the subject of everlasting relationship, he had resistance toward that, even when it comes to the friends and family and even a lover, potential lover, or so that's why this happened, because we are like a mirror, and everything that is we are having in your life is the person that we are mirroring that. So law of attraction cannot bring you something that you are not, basically, that you are not emitting frequency of. So everything that he got in his life was the emitting frequency of that. And it is really like this. So Abraham usually says, like, you cannot tune to AM frequency and seek the FM radio. It just doesn't work that way. If you want to attract something, you have to be on that frequency. So how to be that? You have to go deep inside yourself, and just learn about yourself and understand yourself, where you stand for at every time. I even mentioned in one of my previous videos, what are your identities. It's really important to understand yourself and what beliefs you have towards yourself, because a lot of times some of those beliefs are not serving you, or are the big resistance of the things that you want in your life. So it's really interesting for you to do that and go a little bit deep. And probably I'm going to make another video where I go deep on that. But for this sake, let's just stay on the topic of law of attraction. So to attract something in your life, basically, really important thing is to have momentum. So what does that mean? Abraham usually says, like, you cannot, just imagine if you're on the top of the hill, and you have your car there on the top of the hill, and you just want to nudge it a little bit to see what's going to happen. And then really fast, you get to your senses and you stop yourself and you stop the car, right? And while your car is still on the top of the hill, if you just nudge it a little bit, you can still grab it and say, okay, stop here. But if your car is in the middle of the hill and it got that big momentum, there's no way of you stopping it. It's going to, you're screwed, basically. So this is the thing. Even when it comes to the law of attraction, whatever you want, once you finally put yourself on that energetic level of AM frequency and wanted to find FM frequency, when you are there at the beginning, the momentum is just building. And unfortunately, a lot of people, we do get to that point where the momentum is building. And for example, if you are looking to get more financial abundance in your life, while the momentum is building, it brings you, like manifestation, like 10 times. Maybe you're going to get a free lottery ticket or something that is like a smaller manifestations. And unfortunately, we don't appreciate the smaller manifestations, and we say, oh, this is bullshit, it's not working. But it's not. It's actually showing that it has started to work. Even with a small plant, if you plant a seed at the beginning, before it has the big momentum, it's just going to show you a little tiny head out of the ground. It takes time for that plant to grow and to be strong and big. It takes momentum for that. And the same thing goes with, your law of attraction. So the trick is, do not lose hope, do not lose faith, and stay there, stay on the path, and recognize this. Don't diminish the manifestation that you get. The manifestation is great. For the manifestation, it doesn't mean anything to give you, is the same thing for the manifestation and for the law of attraction. To give you 10 cents or $10 million is the same thing. The only difference is the momentum you are in. So it takes time for you to build the momentum. How much time? Depends on your resistance. So that's the secret of basically law of attraction. You getting on that high flying disc, basically getting on that energetical level of the things that you are attracting. And after that, just building momentum and giving yourself space for that manifestation to happen. And that's it. That's the whole thing. And I know it sounds so easy when somebody talks about it, but understanding and rational knowledge is one thing, and it's always the first step. After the first step comes the second step, implementation. So implementation is where you have the most obstacles, basically. And for you to implement that, first you have to understand yourself, where you are, to understand your obstacles and what your resistance is, for you to change it a little bit. And yes, law of attraction, they usually say, okay, the start of the law of attraction is that you have to become that person. Of course, you have to become that person to bring it to yourself. So you have to tune yourself to FM radio to catch FM radio. It's the same thing. So how to do that? So identities are a big thing. So you just need to take over identity of the person that you want to become and that you want to attract in your life. And basically that's all there is. Okay. And I'm going to stop right now because this is actually the third video that I made, and this is the shortest one, and I don't want to spoil it. So please do leave any comments if you have any questions. You know what to do. Hit like, hit subscribe, and see you on my next video. And I promise you I'm going to go into more depth with what identities are, identity shifts, and that kind of stuff. And if you do have any recommendation for me to cover something, please do put in your comments, and I'm going to do that. Okay, bye bye for now.